probably also wonder what makes a great Chinese dish. What is the criteria to judge whether the dish is a great one in terms of looking, smelling, and tasting? We actually have an expression, or rather a rule called 国菜五品, which refers to 5 key concepts of what really makes a dish great. And those 5 things are 色, 香, 味, 意, 形. Number 1, 色. It refers to the color of a dish. The food served in a Chinese restaurant is super colorful. If the main ingredients of the dish is primarily brown or red, there will always be a green bit of garnish. The color matching and display is the core to Chinese cooking, and the obsession for color and display matching goes beyond the dish itself, but the utensils you use to eat. Number 2, 香. The smell of any dish is what makes you drool for it. But this particular notion of smell is so key to Chinese cooking, and that's why a lot of dishes right at the end will incorporate some sesame oil or some flavored oils to really bring out the smell. And again, that's why we see a lot of peppers, cumin, corianders used in Chinese dishes to really bring out the element of smell. Number 3, 味, which means taste. Of course, a good dish has to taste great, but any good Chinese chef is always thinking about how to intensify the flavor and make it even deeper. Number 4, 意. This refers to meaning. I think this is quite unique to Chinese dishes. I'm sure that each country will have some dishes with great stories. But in Chinese cuisines, we particularly like to have an auspicious meaning to a dish or a great sounding name. The name of the dish or the meaning that it represents is just as important as how it tastes, smells, and look. That's why you will see a lot of dragons, jade, silver, gold, or these kind of great auspicious words in the names of dishes. And that's why sometimes when going to a Chinese restaurant, when you first start learning Chinese can be quite intimidating, because none of the dishes make any sense. But I guess the key take home here is that the meaning of it is just as important as anything else. Finally, 形, which means shape or presentation. What I love about a lot of Chinese dishes, even when they are home cooked, is the presentation. You will see when Chinese is cooking at home, they pour so much effort into how things are plated, and that's why you actually see fish heads and chicken heads and pig heads even sometimes. It really adds to the kind of drama to a dish. So that's the 5 rules, and next time if you are trying to cook your Chinese meal, even if it's just a stir-fry, remember to think of those 5 words, and you are on the right way to cook a great Chinese dish. Apart from the above-mentioned 5 words, we also would like to add a little extra, which is 养. 养 meaning nutrition or medicinal. A lot of Chinese dishes will incorporate elements of Chinese medicine or what's conceived to have high nutrition value. That's why even in a hotspot base or in a soup, you will see goji berries or many different bites of berries or roots or fungi added to a broth or a dish to really enhance that nutritional value and make it even better for the person that's eating it. China offers an incredible variety of tasty dining options. We talked about the 8 different regional flavors and 5 rules to make delicious Chinese food. But where to start? Here are a few you really should get out and experience for yourself. This is the famous hot pot, 火锅. The concept is simple. Just choose from an inviting collection of fresh ingredients, then cook at your table in broth. Hot pot has been a Chinese favorite since the Tang Dynasty. Or try dim sum, where small servings of steamed buns, dumplings, and other delicacies are wheeled from table to table. Peking duck is a favorite of many and usually carved at your table, where a skilled chef can slice more than 100 tasty pieces from one single duck. It really is a skill needs lots of practice, and the food is delicious and definitely worth experiencing. And now we are looking at la mian. It's a bit of a magic show. You can hardly believe what the chef is doing in the process of producing. The la mian noodles. A master noodle maker can create these thin noodles simply by tossing the dough in a particular way. My last recommendation is simply fun. If you are in the mood for something a little bit more exotic, there is Chinese street food. While we don't necessarily recommend you to try this street food, we do recommend you a stroll through the night market. It's a fun atmosphere and a chance to see just how unique the delicacies are in different countries around the world.